just as I thought that I pinned the whole thing to the right place, it's very, very important for me to action a few other issues pertaining to the White House Jew, Vladimir Putin, Benjamin Netanyahu, Kushner, I should say. Kushner, right? Kushner. And it's going to be a very, 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 very brief part 2. Let me demonstrate you, so that we do this whole thing in style. I did not publish this yet, but I'm gonna title this in one of two before I kick the White House Jew into his balls. I like it like that. I made it a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thumbnail like this. The White House Jew was dreaming about suspending my Blogger, my Google, with all other Jews. In fact, I just have a little bit of the tomato juice right now. This is the deal, folks. Very, very, very briefly, well, let me show you this picture also. His name is Milan Kuchan. This is this trash here that you see. A very good friend of Putin he is, yes. A very good friend of Putin. Very good friend of Putin. Oh yeah. But you can't see one. You cannot see one anywhere with Netanyahu. Let me see if you can see one. Netanyahu. Oh, there you go. You can see him with Benjamin Netanyahu. It's actually some kind of odd picture, really. Okay. Ooh, he spent a lot of time, this guy, with Netanyahu. We're talking about this guy here. Talking about this guy here. We're talking about this creature here. We're talking about this creature right here. And we're talking about this creature here. This is important before I kick the White House Jew in his balls, basically where it hurts the most. Alright, let me explain to you about the Jews. It's like this. The scum was gathering inside of this room, preferably very often inside of this room, so inside of this house, beginning the 1988. In 1988, I was still in the school. I studied to become a mechanic. They destroyed me at the entrance into the high school for technician, and I had to go down lower to get mechanic, to become a mechanic, maintenance mechanic. So that lasted me 3 years until 1989. And it was in 1988 that a Jew, Benjamin Netanyahu, together with a Jew, a Russian Ashkenazi Jew, Vladimir Putin, ongoingly instigated about my making money. This is something that Putin and Illuminatis instigated, and since I was, just as I explained, since I was child, since I was baby, right? We did have discussion about this issue here, pertaining to Ljubljana psychiatrist Bojan Zalar. We did have this kind of issue. We discussed this kind of issue. Let me see if I can briefly pull this garbage out and demonstrate you, remind you exactly what I meant by this. Then on the other hand, if there is no such thing available firsthand, I am just gonna go ahead and pull this stuff basically that you can do to someone who will always try to prove himself if you continue to deny absolutely everything. Destroy his belongings, destroy his things, push him down to see himself, demand from him to see himself as a loser, and you only keep one window open, and that one is known as MK Ultra. That's what we are talking about, through which you're gonna challenge him, bully him, harass him, with goal for him to prove himself. He can make it in real life, but he can make it through the MK Ultra. Right? We did spoke about this garbage Jew. We did spoke about these Jewish rats. These are rats, these are not people. Ain't nothing fucking humane about this shit, man. These are not people, these are rats. These are rats, these are not people. Ain't nothing humane about the rats. Rat is a rat. 1988, famously so, for me to finish this. Jew Netanyahu and Jew Putin. And I like that. I want you to hate me, and I want you to go to your book of laws and whatever you have that pertains to the laws and constitution and all the hate laws and all the stuff that you have that you can use against me. Anything that you can use, I encourage you. So these Jewish rats gathered inside this house, and they bullied me, harassed me about making money. And I was interested in finishing my school and get the job, go on with my life. I was not interested in being hijacked, trafficked, tortured. They had different plans for me. Putin in particular, the Russian Ashkenazi Jew, bullied all the time about making money. You don't make money. You don't have any kind of money. You don't have the money. And they flash the money. Money, watches, this, that. Money. It's about the money. Talking about the British rats from the Buckingham Palace also. British. Saxe, Coburg, Gotha, Romanov, and I don't know what else comes after all that stuff. It says that money. So the Putin, money. That's exactly how I end up asking Benjamin Netanyahu if I made any money. And I didn't even know who the fuck I was dealing with, what the fuck I was doing. It was all about the money. School I ended in 89, and then I ended also for mechanical engineering technician in 91 and so on. Still pinned against the floor, jobless. This is how the war on Palestine and war on Ukraine was made. They continue to instigate in the money, and that opportunity exactly and no different pertaining to this video where I explained the whole thing in front of the police and in front of this Slovenian trash, garbage, also rats. Rats, simply rats. I ended up asking Benjamin Netanyahu if I made any money. They were playing with me. A Russian suggested, ask if you make any money. Now you make money. And I didn't even know what the fuck was all about. What mattered was they posed next to me. They audio recorded themselves next to me. And that's all the proof they needed, that somebody gave them authorization for it. This is how the war in Ukraine and war on the Palestine was made between Benjamin Netanyahu and Vladimir Putin. Now completely proven, de facto, irrefutable, non-disputable. I just wanted to be exact about that moment when I asked Benjamin Netanyahu about if I made any money, how much I made, as Slovenian police also instructed me right here, Janez Ogulin from Novo Mesto police station with other garbage that was inside of our house in front of these politicians. And he said to me, you should ask the other side. It's good, he said. Yes, we did. But why don't you ask the other side? He was laughing. Why don't you ask the other side? They made much more. They made a whole lot of more. And I did not even know who the fuck the other side was. It was a Russian Ashkenazi rat. Russian Ashkenazi Jew. And who was extremely pleased. His name is Vladimir Putin, just so that you know. Rats do exist. Rats do exist. And they have a special laws, the so-called anti-Semitic laws to protect them. Slavery also exists. We live in a really wicked, stranger than the strange world. But these people assume the roles of what Adolf Hitler described as rats. Literally. And no wonder. And did so because it went parallel, it went completely in line, it went hand in hand with the stuff they were doing. So that's all I want to say for the part number 2. Now you know about the Kushner inside of the White House, you know exactly about your American president. God bless America. Now you know exactly about what you have inside in there. So there won't be no mistake. It's the whole world that knows about what you got inside in there. Your treasure, your America first treasure that you have inside in there. So that's all I wanted to finish. I wanted to be really exact about a moment. How the Russians and Israelis did it. How they did it in 2000 and in 2002. How this money game, I was beaten up, drugged up. It's impossible to explain about the stuff they were doing to me. So no wonder none of these shitbags ever wanted to come out. They were hiding themselves behind a lot of unemployment and a lot of hatred. The hatred was the most desired. The one who paid for the hatred were British royals, Americans, and Russians, and Jews from Israel, and Jews from America, and Jews from wherever they were. It was a lot in the name of the Jewry, because this is what this war was all about. And it was a long war. It was a long war. It took these rats long time to get it done. And it's still not done, because the truth is actually out now for the whole world to see and understand. Pfui! Disgusting, indeed. The one who talked about disgusting and so on and this and that, that's the one that's actually sitting inside of the White House puke. Pfui!